You know that feeling when you know exactly what you should be doing, but somehow you just don't do it. You delay, you scroll, you reorganize your room, you tell yourself you'll start in an hour tomorrow, next week, and then the time comes and the cycle repeats. You think it's laziness, but that's self-sabotage, and it's more common than you think, especially among young women who are balancing expectations, pressure, comparison, and self-doubt all at once. So let's talk about why this happens, and more importantly, how to stop getting in your own way. First, the psychology. Self-sabotage often comes from a conflict between two systems in your brain, the part that wants growth and the part that wants safety. Your logical brain, the prefrontal cortex, sets goals. It says, I should study, I should apply for that internship, I should start that project, I should speak up. But your emotional brain, especially the amygdala, is focused on avoiding discomfort. And to your brain, discomfort can feel like danger. So when you try to do something challenging, your brain starts scanning for risk. What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? What if I try and it still isn't enough? And instead of facing those possibilities, your brain redirects you to something easier, something familiar, something safe. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you overthink. That's why you stop yourself, even when you care deeply about the outcome. It's not because you don't want success. It's because your brain is trying to protect you from perceived emotional risk. The problem is that protection keeps you stuck in the exact place you're trying to grow out of. So how do you push through it? The first step is awareness. You have to recognize when it's happening, not after the fact, but in the moment. When you hear yourself saying, I'll do it later, pause and ask, is this actually a timing issue? Or am I avoiding discomfort? That one question creates a gap between impulse and action, and in that gap, you have power. Second, reduce the size of the task. Your brain resists things that feel overwhelming or undefined. So instead of telling yourself to do everything, lower the entry point. Don't write the whole essay, write one paragraph, don't commit to an hour, start with 5 minutes, don't try to fix your entire life. Take one clear, small step, because action reduces anxiety, not the other way around. Third, separate your identity from your performance. A lot of self-sabotage comes from tying your worth to outcomes. If you believe that failing means you're not smart, not capable, or not enough, then of course you'll avoid situations where failure is possible. Avoidance becomes a form of self-protection, but performance is data, it's feedback, it's information you can use. It is not a definition of who you are. When you detach your identity from the result, you create space to try, to fail, and to improve without it feeling personal. Fourth, expect resistance. This is important. The feeling of not wanting to do something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. In fact, it often means the opposite. Anything meaningful, growth, discipline, change is going to feel uncomfortable at first. Your brain prefers what's familiar even if it's not helping you. So instead of waiting to feel ready, act despite the resistance. Motivation often comes after you start, not before. And finally, build trust with yourself. Every time you say you'll do something and don't follow through, you weaken that trust. But every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, you strengthen it. Start small, be consistent, follow through. Because confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build through action. Over time, these small wins compound, they stack up, and the version of you who once hesitated becomes someone who takes action. Not because it's always easy, but because she knows she can handle discomfort, uncertainty, and growth. So if you take anything from this, let it be this. You are not broken. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you, but you're also capable of guiding it. You can notice the patterns, you can interrupt them, you can choose action over avoidance even when it feels uncomfortable. And the more you do that, the less power self-sabotage has over you. You don't need to be perfect, you don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to stop stopping yourself. Start small, start now, and keep going.